Hey everyone, this is Julian from the Binary Lab. I'm so used to saying that. Okay, anyway, this is Julian Wong here, doing an explanation on the Exxa wallet compensation plan. Uh, there's some of you watching this, and you're part of this Facebook group that I have. And actually, yeah, I'm just watching how I'm going on live on my computer screen right here. So basically, along the way in this video, it's going to be kind of like um, I'm going to start out. I've previously done one compensation plan video in the past already, which is the number one ranked compensation video for the Exxon network on YouTube. However, I know that video is a little bit long. So today, I wish to make like a shorter version of this video. And some of you are watching this from my Facebook group. Some of you are watching this on YouTube itself. And some of you may be watching this on the replay. So just in case anyone has questions at any point of time, I will be able to answer them throughout the course of this live video. So once again, I'll be sharing about the Exxa compensation plan, the Exxa wallet compensation plan, and how you get to make money, the different ways that you can make money in Exxa. So by the way, if you didn't already know, okay, Exxa is a mobile application. Okay, Exxa has a mobile application which you can load on your phone. It is actually a crypto wallet, at least this one is. But there's actually a lot more along the way. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit more about the whole ecosystem. I mean, that's a whole big topic for another video. But Exa, in essence, okay, a lot of people coming to this video, you're probably here to find out, okay, what ways you can make money. So I'm going to be covering that in two segments. I'm going to be covering about like how you make as an investor and how you also make as a referrer. Okay, so I am assuming that a lot of people coming to this video want to find out about how the investment side works of it, and also on the other area as well. So for those of you otherwise wondering like, hey, what is Exa in the first place? So I want to start you off to have you know that Exa is not just somewhere where you can make daily returns, although that's why most people join it, to be honest with you. But Exa token in the very near future, within the next 2 months, uh, there are actually plans to have Exa travel. Okay, there's Exa rewards. There is Exa Academy for education. There is, and they're actually even looking to transportation as well. So, what we're looking at here is like an ecosystem utility token, and basically, you know, people ask about the token price, and I'll be talking about that as well later on. Uh, I mean, with greater utility, with greater application, we can actually see that token price rising up along the way as well. That's one of the income streams I'll be talking about. But in the meantime, for those of you who are networkers out there, today I'll be showing you how you can actually build huge volume, such as this. I'm waiting for my screen to refresh, okay? And you're gonna see in a bit. It's refreshing. I want you to just basically have a means of comparison between the last video and this one, because ever since then, the volume's gone quite crazy. Like between yesterday and today, I was literally looking at I posted on Facebook. Last 3 days, oh, there you go. So I'm gonna close the middle of that, hide my middle three numbers, and you can basically have a look at that volume. I think it's better if I flip the screen around. So flip the screen around right here like this, and you can just check out my volume, my super amazing volume of it's just about 2.5 minutes. It's 240 2,470,265. So that's the kind of volume I'm having right now. Very, very tremendous. And this took me how long? Basically only about just over 3 weeks. So I would love to be able to share with you some of the ideas of how to do that. And today, that's why we're here to discuss the compensation plan. So if there are any questions or you want to just say hi, go to the comments video. Go to the comments in the Facebook post right beside of it. There's like a chat tab. You can actually just ask questions, anything over there. So let's jump right into it. Okay, I've got my paper and pen, and I'm gonna shift my tripod for a bit. So a whole stack of paper that I can use right here. I've done a couple of presentations today, and today's gonna be the next one, like the third one. Okay, so got a couple of big teams on the way. Big teams, doing big stuff in this. So this, by the way, I'm going to be showing you how you can create your couple hundred passive, you're a couple of thousand passive per day. So listen up, and if you have any questions, ask. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna set this up over here, and I'm gonna tilt this down, and here we go. Okay, all right. Is that okay for you guys? I'm gonna prevent this from swiveling, so just bear with me for a moment while I adjust this positioning. Yeah, everyone okay with that? Can see? Awesome. So just raise this up. Bear with the tripod creaking sounds. Okay. So the first thing that I wish to cover is like when with Exxa, okay, what is Exxa really? Let's just get into that, okay? Before we actually start how we make money at Exxa, let's talk about what is Exxa, like. So Exxa, like, you know, what is it? Okay, so the main thing that people come in is this AI auto trading. Why? Because most people love passive income. So I'm going to be covering about this later on. Uh, However, it's not just about that. Okay, it it really is a utility token. And if you've met up with Danny, or you, of course you haven't met up with Danny yet, but Danny mentioned to me that Exo token itself is going to be more along the lines of a utility token. But along the way, there may be another mother token coming along the way, which will have a little bit more of a speculative value. Okay, but this is going to be utility token. Why? Because it's going to have applications in payment, such as like POS machines. It's going to have applications in, let's say, travel. Okay, it's going to have benefits in like transportation. And for transport, those of you in Singapore and Malaysia, you probably know of a company. This is a really bad drawing. Well, it's actually basically a car with it's like, Grab cars. Yeah. So we're actually looking into, that's just one example, one application. When your Extra token can be applied toward receiving payments in POS machines, like paying for discounted travel transport. So, what's coming on the way within the next 2 to 3 months? We are actually having Extra travel, as mentioned, and there's Extra Academy. For all you self-improvement freaks out there, and that's much more. So, like I said, with more volume, with more people coming into Exa, the ecosystem just grows and grows and grows. Okay, so now with that said and done, I'm actually going to start covering like how you earn in Exa. Okay, so let's bring this sheet up a little bit. I'm going to push my computer out of the way, and here we go. All right, so how you earn in Exxa. Okay, let's kind of cover let's put this on the top of the sheet. There are actually three ways. The three main ways that you earn. Number one, you've got your rise in underlying asset. So what's that? So you've got, for instance, you can invest in BTC, you can invest in Ethereum, you can invest in Litecoin, uh, you can invest in USDT. The only thing is USDT does not have any rise or fall because it's fixed, it's locked with the US dollar. Okay, but these ones they all can go up or go down. They all can go up or go down. They all can go up or go down. However, I would say most people in the market are like long term very positive that these will actually go somewhere up. Okay, having said that, when you're investing in Exa, What I do when I meet with some of the big investors, like there's, for example, I was just meeting with a casino owner, who he owns a casino in Cambodia, and he doesn't want too much fluctuation. So basically, I said to him that you don't actually have to put, let's say if you're putting in like $1 million, for instance, uh, you don't have to put like all of it here, because if you don't like fluctuation, how about you could put like 80% in USDT, you could put 10% in BTC, you could put 5% here, you could put 5% here, because no matter what you how you allocate this, right? This brings us to income stream number two, which is the daily uh, AI profits via airdrop. So this is where whatever you invest, okay, is going to yield a daily gain, and this is being paid in the form of Exxa airdrop tokens. And what kind of profits are we looking at? We're not looking at huge profits, but we're actually looking into, let's say, like 0.1-ish. Today was about 0.11. So far I've seen like a 0.26. Okay, but let's look at, I mean, what is this? Is like daily? All this is daily percentage? Um, what does that translate to a monthly basis? We're actually looking at somewhere along the lines of like 4 to 9% per month. Okay, this may not seem exciting, but well, then again, it is exciting. Why isn't it exciting? Because if you compare it with a bank, that's actually what a bank fixed deposit pays per year, except that now you're getting it per month. But yeah, sure. If you like to compare it with other programs out there in the market, um, if you compare like apples to apples, you're gonna still appreciate. And what I appreciate about Exa is that the fact that the company is regulated, not regulated, it's registered in a very strict country called Singapore, where financial reporting is highly regulated, and all the owners are Singaporean, but it's very hard to run. It's not an ICO where someone comes into Singapore, opens up a company, and then if things don't do well, they don't ever come back again. It's not like that. Over here, all of them have businesses in Singapore, all of them have families in Singapore, and it's just hard to run. Now, we look at the area number 3. This is the rise in token. Should I just write it out? Rise in token. So earlier on, and I'm going to illustrate this example to you. Actually, this is a very, very exciting component, because the rise in token is tremendous. Potential is tremendous. Let's say, like right now, you're being paid your daily interest not in BTC, not in Ethereum, not in Litecoin. And I want to emphasize that your money stays in the currencies that you invest in. So it is not converted. You're not buying Extra token to invest. But when you're in Exxa token using the Exxa wallet, you get to hold your money in these various currencies, and at the same time grow it through daily interest. So you get daily interest in the form of Exxa token, which currently is 0.1 USD, so $0.1. Okay, and this is like now. What if in the course of 12 months, what would that be? We don't know. Okay, the boss mentioned that it's going to be a utility token, right? But however, even so, what being a utility token means is steady increase. So is it too far-fetched to expect 3-fold, 4-fold, 10-fold? That's not totally impossible. So let's just say, what if someone invested, okay, let's say you invested 10 grand. Okay, let's say, what if you invested 10 grand? That's you invested like 10 grand, and every month, okay, let's base on a very central figure. Let's say like we take like 7%. 7% of that, that's actually a profit of 700 per month. What's that in token? That's actually 7,000. Let's just draw over here. That's actually 7,000 token. And if the price doesn't go up for 5 months, you would have accumulated 35,000 Exxa token. And what if the price suddenly went up from 0.1 to 1? Is that possible? Well, S block is now like $9 or so. Plus token started at 40 cents and went to 150. If this only went to $1, what do you think? That's pretty crazy, isn't it? So you still got your 10 grand. This becomes 3,500. This becomes 35,000, and your 10 grand is still there. And who knows? What if Bitcoin went up in the price of in the cost of a year, and that became like 30,000, and lo and behold, you now have 65,000. 12 months to the future. We don't know that, but that's a big possibility. So I think this is super exciting. Okay, this is what gets a lot of people very excited. And now being at a time where it's 0.1, you actually want to be accumulating over here. But now let's look into the rest of the compensation plan, shall we? Let's look at like the earning structure. So I've already covered like the 3 ways to earn if you invest, and basically I've actually did a simulation. I mean, what if you accumulated token at a very low price and over time it went up? So that's quite a lot of potential over there. But now let's look at the referral side. So we've just covered this bit. Some of you may not be active or knowledgeable about the referring side of things, but maybe if I share with you some stuff over here, just give me in the next 2 minutes, I might be able to interest you into referring as well. So let's look at the referral structure. Okay, the first thing is referrals matching. What is referrals matching? Okay, let's look at all this is in the form of a earnings match. I know there are other videos on YouTube about this as well, but some of them didn't do a really good explanation about what this is, and it actually is an earnings match. So there's some very careless affiliates out there online that are saying stuff like, "Hey, it's a deposit match." Oh gosh, if it's a deposit match, I would say it's run far away because that's a Ponzi scheme. It's not. So it's just an earnings match. So here's the exciting thing, okay, for level 1. Level 1, okay? Level 1, there's an earnings match of 100%. This is super exciting, okay? This basically means, let's say if this is you, and then you brought in someone here, let's say Adam, A for Adam, yeah. Adam is your level 1, okay? And 100% of earning matches, let's say if you started out with 10 grand, you get 700, right? Adam starts out with 10 grand too, and then he gets 700 a month. And because it's 100% match on earnings, Adam actually gets, Adam gets that, and you get the same amount that Adam gets, which is 1,400. That's super cool. Now, there's a lot of people actually like, what was I gonna say? There's a lot of people thinking like, hey, why is the earnings so low? The reason why the earnings so low, because Danny, the founder of the company, he actually loves network marketing. He's been in it for like 30 years, 10 years running his own network marketing company called Exxa, AXXA, and therefore he thought, well, it's not that, honestly speaking, it's not that difficult to earn money in crypto. So what about if we could generate, let's say, like 15-20% a month, rather than paid to the level 1s, how about we split it down a couple of levels through a referral structure like this? So here's where it makes a lot of sense. So you could invest and earn 4 to 9% per month, but if you could start building your team as well, or rather start referring people that you know and know who love investing, why not? So now we have level 2. Okay, level 2 is a 50% earnings match. So let's say Adam brings his friend, and his friend, his name is, let's say, how about B for Bernie? Yeah, B for Bernie. And Bernie puts in 10,000 too, just for ease of calculation. So Bernie earns 700 a month, and which means that, okay, now Bernie being your second level, Adam earns 100% match on this, but being as your second level, that's actually like plus 350. You actually get 50% of Bernie's, it's level 2. Now, level 3, what happens for level 3 onward? Level 3 onward is actually 5%, and this is all the way down to like um, level 21. So today I had someone from another similar opportunity called S Block, and they were saying, hey, what's the difference between, could you tell me the difference between Exxa and S Block? Well, I looked at the plan and said, hey, well, S Block may pay like 10% per level from 2 to 10, which is pretty good, okay? However, if you're the type of person to build a very deep organization, well, Exxa actually pays all the way to level 21 versus only 15 levels. So that's actually quite huge. So all the way from 3 to 30 to 31 is 5% per level on one condition. What condition is that? Okay, so here's the thing. If you referred Adam, um, how many direct referrals that you make determines how many levels of income you can actually earn. So if you only referred one person being Adam, and you don't have a second person, even if Adam referred Bernie, you get nothing until perhaps you had person C for Claude. How about that? Claude. Claude came in with 10,000, which is cool because that also means that you get 700, he gets 700 per month. However, because Claude is your second direct sponsor, you now get to earn level 1 and level 2. And likewise, when you have a third, you get to earn from level 3 as well. And all the way, yada yada, all the way to like level 16. And what happens is that when you have 16 directs, you get to earn all the way to level 21, which is huge. So if you'd like to know how I actually earn a nice 3-figure a day income from this right now, is because my team, which is growing like wildfire, I have several accounts, and it's actually because of what's happening 1621. If I was in a different opportunity, for example, like S Block that only capped off at 15, then I would not be able to receive all this. So now let's look into the rank bonuses. Let's look at the rank bonuses. There's actually something else that's very exciting. So we have all this stuff. Now we're going to look into rank bonuses. Again, this is something that it mainly applies to people doing the referral structure, but if you are doing the investing side of it, it's not too difficult, okay? Why do I say that? Because in the rank structure, what that really entitles you to do is actually it gives you an earning boost. So, for example, there's a rank, the first rank that you can achieve is something called the X1. The X1 is a rank that you can achieve once you have a total group sales of 200 grand. Okay? And in case you guys may come from a network marketing background, whatever volume that comes in stays in unless withdrawn. Okay? So it's always in there. So you don't have to constantly, find new people every month, produce new volume. It's a one-time effort. It's passive. So total sales of 200 grand. So let's say that could be you, and you had like person A, person B, and whatnot. Okay, and then this person brought that person. Okay, some referred more, some referred less, whatever. But this whole chunk, okay, that's 200K. If that's more than 200K, you become an X1. And now, to be an X2 is basically to have 3 X1s. Okay? what is having three? Oh, sorry. Uh, Being an X1, that actually gives you a plus 5% per, for all the levels. So that's really cool because over here, assuming that it's like 100% for level 1, you actually get 105%. And for level 2, you're not getting 50, but you're getting 55%. Level 3 onward, you're not getting 5, but you're getting like 10%. That's huge. You actually just double your income in this area alone. And who knows how wide that could be. This area is actually very, very huge from level 3 to 21 just by getting that 5% boost. Now, X2, for instance, when you have 3 lines that each have 200 grand and above, okay? Well, maybe C, this one didn't do anything, but who knows? Like, D could be a dud, D for dud, right? And then finally, who knows? This group over here, maybe it could be a new country. Or how about this? I give you some ideas. What if this is all your friends in Malaysia? This is all your friends in Vietnam. This is all your friends in, let's say, India, Mexico, South Africa, so on. So over here, 200K. So now with that structure, but hey, does it even need to be hundreds of accounts, tens of accounts? It could actually just be a couple of accounts because one of the founders of the company told me that he simply went out to a bunch of his investor friends and each put in 500K, and he instantly became an X2 rank. So they're actually also in the structure as well. So three X1s, and that actually gives you a plus 10% across all levels, and that is actually huge. So it's not just plus 5. So level 1 now becomes 110, level 2 becomes like 60%, level 3 to 21, what if that was a plus 10, that becomes 15% all the way down. So that's actually super, super exciting. And then this X3, 3 X2s, okay? And that's plus 15%. So at the bottom levels, again, that becomes 20% per level. Very, very exciting. Now, an X4 is 3 times X3, and that's plus 20%. And X5 is 3 X4s, which is plus 25%. And this is insane. So you're going to see, actually even in this area, you're going to see an enormous pay jump. Your income is going to go literally it's going to it's going to go through the roof. I know my drawing sucks. So now basically I've just explained the entire compensation plan, and of course I have in this time of being in Exxa, I mean this is actually my first investment type crypto opportunity. I haven't actually done anything like this in the past, like to build the networks and everything, although I've done some online network marketing programs in the past. But I've been very lucky. When building my Exxa team, I was actually very early. I was in this basically company pre-launch on the 29th. I started just a few days before the pre-launch, and have been able to share this with a lot of people. And incidentally, okay, like there's a couple of things that ultimately draw me to Exxa. Like I said, it was Singapore registered, all Singapore ownership. Singapore is a hard legal place. It's very difficult to pull off a fast one, especially when so many people are involved, and they all have like these other companies. Um, and what I liked about it is also like the transparency that Francis, the CTO, gave me. For instance, when I mentioned this in my previous video as well. It's like what I love about Exxa. You can watch that. Let me not repeat that here, but you can watch it over there. Um, but just getting back to this point, when I first started out, there were a bunch of people in other opportunities, like they were like Cloud Token had a point of time where they had some issues in conversion. I'm not sure how that's working out. Maybe somebody watching this video could tell me, is Cloud Token still having like conversion issues? Because I last heard from someone on my Facebook feed that he had a pending conversion since the 26th of September, and that was like crazy. I was like, why did it take so long? So um, there's a lot of companies out there that are over promising and under delivering, or let's say over promising and struggling to deliver. So I see it as a good thing that Exxa over here, they actually, they're speaking about a much lower payment. There's like 4 to 9%. On top of that, if you look into the details, well, earnings is not guaranteed. Okay, I think that's very good, because why should you pay earnings if there's no earnings to be paid, right? I know some people be crying foul, but then again, what do you want? Do you want to lose your money in a money game, or do you want to actually make money over the long term? Okay, uh, how long term is long term? I'm honestly speaking, you never know. Um, Hopefully, it never happens the day that there's going to be some serious miscalculation. Okay, but the way it works, I like it, and I want to basically recap the procedure when you come in. Basically, when you want to start out, okay, I have a video on this. You teaches how to register as well. I have a Facebook group that you can check out. That basically, I give a lot of very good information there on how to start, how to deposit, best exchanges to use, like how to build your team, okay, and updates from the top. Well, by the way, I have two of the directors of the company on my WhatsApp. So, well, I'm actually very very close to the foundation of the company. So that's puts me in a very good place. Um, and at the same time, I've had the opportunity to work with various big leaders, people who are like the higher levels in in S block, or like cloud token, like C3s, C4s in the cloud token, C2s and so on. So I have several of such people in my organization. I cannot mention names, but in that process of doing so, I mean, over here I've just basically explained to you the compensation plan. But for those of you out there who are very experienced in this, and you want like a personal additional review on how you can actually maximize this, how can you strategize to make tremendous income? Okay, I can give you several strategies. Not that I designed them, but only because I've worked with several very very talented, very very capable marketers in this crypto niche, that they know exactly how to build a team, various ninja strategies to motivate your team, not in terms of like speaking kind of motivation, but motivation in terms of using all these stuff to your full benefit. So I've got a lot of knowledge on this area. Um, Unfortunately, um, I would say that for my level of group size right now, I'm a fairly low paid X1. Okay. However, I now know a lot of things from these people that I work with, and I can tell you, no, with no doubt at all, that my my next two legs in the referral plan, which is going to get me to X2. These two legs are going to make me a lot more money than the first one did, because now I know a lot more stuff. And so, if there are any leaders out there that you want some kind of a personal rundown and some kind of a business strategy planning, okay, it could be your promotional planning, it could be a planning of how you want to do the whole referrals, the whole placements. I can actually strategize that for you. I know a lot right now. Um, and for some of you who want to open new markets, okay, uh, again, I have them all on my WhatsApp. All right, I can actually hook you up. First of all, we can actually help to launch your business by me getting a couple of key leaders onto a Zoom call with you, and even getting people from the corporate side to be in there as well. And depending on the stages of our conversation, the state and the level of interest and the level of expertise of the people that you could be looking to introduce into your business, I could even get a founder or two or three to sit in on a Zoom call as well. So that's what I can do for you, and then there's going one level further. Okay, that's actually going to launch and create a lot of momentum for your Exxa business. But if you want to go a lot further than that, we're looking at events. Okay, did you know that my team currently simultaneously runs events that contribute to my volume? Okay, from places in Vietnam, places in India, places in Dubai, places in Singapore and Malaysia. So I've got a lot of volume coming in. And did I actually do all that much work? No. Okay. I want to tell you that the opportunity now is as fresh as it gets. Like, if you could speak to someone about who's doing like some crypto stuff, like, hey, what kind of stuff have you invested in? You're like, oh, like, what do you mean? Are you talking about ICOs? Well, have you heard about stuff like Cloud Token, Plus Token, S Block, and SCF and whatnot? They'd be like, oh yeah, 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 I heard of that one. And then you could go like, oh, you heard about Exxa? No, what's that about? Could you tell me? Exactly, exactly. That's the thing. And Exxa is such a good opportunity in comparison. I mean, not because it pays the best. Well, it does pay actually very well because it pays very deep. Okay, but what attracts a lot of people to this is the fact that all the founders are people that you can meet and shake hands with. It's not like some other, like just about every other crypto kind of opportunity where some investors, we don't know who they really are. We don't know kind of what kind of funds they use to start a business with, and maybe they just hire someone to be the face of the company. I think you get the idea what I'm saying, right? There's one very very big opportunity like that right now. So it's like big, really big investors hiring someone to be the face of a company. But if the people in the background decide it's the end, well, what's going to happen? Well, of course we got a guy in the front to blame, but do you really want that kind of situation? Or do you want something that has got a clean corporate structure? And that's what actually Exxa has. So I find that it makes it really easy for me to introduce this to people who are in this industry and just sick and tired of the businesses being pulled from underneath them and having nothing left. So again, today is a very short presentation. I decided to kind of like abbreviate everything from the previous video. I may have covered less points, but I mean ultimately over here I have basically covered all the ways that you can make an Exa. However, there are ways that you can make more in Exa, and this is for those people, strictly for those people who want to build teams. Contact me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/theprofessionalbum. All these details are actually in the video description. I should have mentioned that in the beginning of this video, shouldn't I? Yeah, exactly. So, so get in touch with me on Facebook. We'll chat and help you do some planning. Like I said, I have a team of people that are ready to help support you on like Zoom videos, including myself, and in live events. Well, I mean, show us the numbers and we could help you make some serious fireworks happen. Bye for now. Oh yeah, I'm gonna check if any questions. Nope. Alright, never mind, just tag me later on, that's fine.